and welcome back to Fridays on the Road.
We were in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee for a week.
Let's check out what happened.
We saw a little bit of fall colors on our way to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. We stopped for a night in Advance, North Carolina. We also checked out the Blue Ridge Parkway Visitor Center.
For dinner, we went to Venice Pit Barbecue. We got deep-fried deviled eggs, and my family said they were good, but not too special. All of our main courses with our barbecue meat were really good too. The next morning, we went to church, and there were some geese in the parking lot. One of the reasons of staying in Pigeon Forge was for Great Smoky Mountains National Park. We went for a day trip. We stopped at the visitor center, then went on to Caves Cove Scenic Loop. We put on the guide who talked about the park and stops along the loop. One of these stops was a pretty waterfall. The Smokies are home to roughly 1,900 black bears, and on this loop a lot of people get to see them, but we didn't get to. We saw lots of turkey and a few deer though. In Caves Cove there are 3 churches, and we got to go out and see all of them. One even had an afternoon service going on.
Oh, the thought that men and women today could see themselves in need of a good way. Yes. A good way. A way, friend, that when the Spirit of God moves in their lives, they're able to lay their head on a pillow at night and sleep. Yeah. And have peace in their heart. There's a good way. Have you considered the way you're going?
All the buildings were set up on rocks, and I thought that was intriguing. We also stopped at one of the farms. It had a watermill and an interesting barn. The cove was very pretty as we were driving around.
We went to the Titanic Museum. Pigeon Forge is full of attractions like this one. We each got a card with a Titanic passenger on it. After we went through the museum and learned all about the Titanic, we found out the fate of our person. There was a replica of the Grand Staircase and a place to feel the temperature of the water when the Titanic sunk. It was such a cool museum. We had a fun day at Dollywood, Dolly Parton's theme park. The whole park was decorated for Christmas. We headed for the roller coasters at the back of the park first. We really liked the Fire Chaser Express. Dad went on the Wild Eagle, which has huge loops, while we went on the Fire Chaser Express again. Dad went on another we didn't want to. Then we went on some other rides. The Dragon Flyer was a really fun, inverted roller coaster, which means the rail is above the coaster. We rode Big Bear Mountain, Dollywood's newest coaster. The little girls aren't big fans of roller coasters, so they went on some other rides. Dad went on another coaster, and we had lunch. Ashton and I tried these chicken pot pie cones. We rode these little cars, then Dollywood's famous train. Afterward, we listened to this great a cappella group. We rode the carousel, the swings, bumper cars, and the scrambler. We got some cinnamon bread and watched a Christmas play. Dollywood is known for its shows, and this one did not disappoint. After the play, Dad, Ashton, and I went to ride more roller coasters, while Mom, Brietta, and Gemma went to another show. To end the night, we watched an awesome drone show. Dollywood was such a fun experience.
Jesus was born on that Christmas night.
We went to the arcade, and the mall where the arcade was had a fountain show. We got unlimited passes for 1 hour. Mom and Dad went alcohol tasting.
On Friday, we took the 2.4-mile round-trip hike to Laurel Falls. The scenery was very pretty on the way, and the falls were beautiful. It was supposedly a trickle from what it usually is, but I thought it was still going strong. On the way down, we found a leaf with a heart in it. After that, we went to the visitor center and got our junior ranger badges and looked at taxidermy. Later, we went to Bush Beans Museum and Cafe. We had lunch and then got the dessert, and it was huge. Melina and Gemma got a banana split, Brietta and I got a caramel sundae, and my parents got a pinto bean pecan pie. Then we went to the visitor center. They had a truck from the 1940s and a few places to pose outside. Then we went inside. They had a really cool museum about the history of Bush's beans, the products they sell, where they get their ingredients, and lots of other things. I think we all enjoyed our time there. Melina and I got to go to this awesome teen Christian concert called Hearts on Fire. It was a multi-day activity. On Friday night, Saturday morning, and Sunday evening, each session lasted about 2.5 hours. On Friday, there was worship, then Shane Prude spoke, and on Saturday morning, Leland sang and David Nasser spoke. Thousands of young adults and teens were there. For lunch in between the Saturday sections, we went to Shoney's to meet up with some friends from San Diego. Then the Saturday evening session was all praise. My throat was very sore by the end, but it was wonderful. Ann Wilson sung for an hour and Crowder sang for an hour. It was so uplifting, and I knew and loved lots of their songs. It was a truly amazing experience, and I'm so grateful we got to go.
Wowzer this week was expensive. We found one of the least costly full hookup spots. There's so much to do and see near Pigeon Forge. Everything we did was worthwhile. Bennett's Barbecue gave David a discount for Veterans Day. Dollywood actually was pretty reasonable for food since we shared the holiday food pass. The star at Bush's were the desserts, and we had to try Shoney's while in Tennessee. It's been a hot minute since we've been to a buffet. We were happy to pay for the Guide Along app, as it is one of our favorite things to do while driving through national parks. History, science, all narrated with humor along a GPS route. We were not at all impressed with the fee structure at Smoky Mountain National Park. There are supposedly no fees, but all pass holders must pay parking fees, which is ridiculous. There's nowhere else within the national park system that this is required. We debated for a while on whether or not to do Dollywood because of the expense, and we are so glad we did it. First, we were there at the perfect time to enjoy Christmas at Dollywood. Second, Dolly gives a significant discount for veterans. Third, we went midweek, so there were no lines for any rides or shows. The girls got to ride to their heart's content and got much more comfortable with roller coasters. A fellow full-time family gave us the heads up on the Hearts on Fire Youth Conference. It lined up perfectly with our travel plans, and the girls seemed to enjoy it.
Dollywood was so much fun.
See you next week on Riders on the Road. Bye!